Before I go down, I just want to just do a little recap here. When I got here in 2014 and began assessing the situation, I brought my first budget to you, and there was a headline in the Times-Herald that says, "City Manager wants to cut $1 million." I still have that headline in my office. I have it folded. And I just want to say this. I never wanted to be the city manager that woke up and cut $1 million and proposed to you cuts. And I know you never want to be the mayor and council who had to vote on those cuts. It is the most difficult decision. I call it the burden of leadership. There's nothing more sickening and heartbreaking than getting on the elevator, passing employees in the office, knowing that them and their families are worried if they're going to have a job on July 1st. I can only imagine the anxiety, the worry of, am I going to have a job? And it breaks my heart that our employees had to go through that. It is, I know I put on a good smile, and I try being a good face, and that I'm a strong leader, but this was a very challenging 5 years for my wife and I and my family to have to lead in this process. But I knew that these difficult decisions, like all of you knew, this was the moral test, the great question of our time. Do we have the moral and political will to lead on these issues? When I was holding my employee town hall, I had a police officer who's going to retire in 7 years. And he said, "James, just a simple question. I'm going to retire in 7 years. Is my pension going to be there for me?" And again, that statement to me just wanted to make me cry. How sick. A guy who's dedicated his entire life to protecting the citizens of this community has to have that question. As the city manager of Port Huron, I refuse to let that question linger any longer. We have to take action on this. And I also believe that this is a calculated business decision here. I've looked at this decision. I've traveled the entire state, finding people who are smarter than I am, which is hard to do, to give me their opinion. And I just got that one in. But no one can bring me a more viable alternative. And so this is what I believe is going to happen. I firmly believe that the economic conditions in Port Huron, private enterprise is leading. We have $300 million of investment in this community. We have more than 2,000 new jobs. Port Huron is booming. We're going to get this fixed. Our employees are going to have that security that they deserve. They're going to have that surety knowing that their system's going to be there for them, and that the citizens of this community are going to know that we have a cash flow positive future. Your local services, your quality parks and recreation, your extraordinary police and fire, the gorgeous McMorran, those are going to be protected. Those are going to be here for this community. This is not doom and gloom. I know we're going to get this done. I have no doubt we're going to get this done, and we're going to take this community to prosperity. I've said this time and time again. My daughter, Jeff's kids, and your kids will never get to decide. They don't get the luxury to decide on what kind of community they're going to grow up in. We make those decisions today. And I believe that we're going to put them in a very prosperous position, in a cash flow positive position that allows my daughter and your kids and the children of this community to build the future for their kids that they desire. And we're going to free them from the unyielding burden of unfunded liabilities. It needs to finally be done. Thank you.
Thank you.